Hey friends, welcome back to my 40 and 40s, where I am trying to accomplish 40 incredible goals while in my 40s to just become a better person. And I want to share with you where I'm at with a lot of my goals. And so today we're going to focus on this one, which is new games that I learned. Now, it's been just over a year since I turned 40, a year and 2.5 months or something like that. And I have a goal to learn 40 new games in my 40s. Guys, I'm already almost halfway there and it's only been 1 year. This is by far my most crushed goal so far. I love playing games. Games are so much fun. It's the way I connect. It's the way I build my brain. I actually get in trouble a lot when I play games because everyone thinks I cheat or I'm just too good because I do tend to win a lot, not in a bragging sense. It's actually kind of funny with my family. We've discovered that when I want to win and I want to like prove myself and I want to like show up and I want to like be braggy, I usually lose pretty bad. But when I'm just playing for fun and I'm challenging myself, trying a new skill, trying a new strategy, just kind of whatever, I usually win and I'm just trying to have fun, right? And I do play where I'm trying to let everyone have fun. I'm not the kind of cutthroat player that tries to just always win and at any cost and end the game early just to screw over the other teammates. No. When we play games, we're here to have fun and connect, build bonds, build connections, build memories. So I also play a lot of games just by myself because my family, my immediate family, my extended family, whoever, aren't always huge game players. So I do play a lot of games by myself. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you the games that I learned in my 40s so far, just in the last year. And I'm going to start with my absolute favorites. It's actually really hard to say. There's very few games I found that I don't really enjoy. As I did go through this list though, definitely there are some least favorites. But Grandpa Beck is one of my all-time favorite game designers. His games are super great because they can be super strategic, like Skull King, especially with the expansion packs. And like you really have to know the game and dig into it and you can like learn lots of strategies and have fun with it, to like really, really simple games like 3, 2, 1 countdown. And other ones. So I can play some of these with my 7-year-old, or oh gosh, he's 9 now. Oh my word. So with my 9-year-old and he can understand it, all the way up to like playing with my dad and playing maybe a little bit more cutthroat when I play with him. So I learned 3 new Grandpa Beck games this year. 2 of them just came out this year. 3, 2, 1 Countdown came out in March, and Whoa There Cowboy came out October. And then when I was out with my sisters, I got Toil and Troublez, which is one I had not played before. Actually, that reminds me, I hadn't played his Nuts About Mutts either, and my parents have that, and I did play that once, so I'm gonna have to add that to my list. So out of these, I will have to say Whoa There Cowboy was my least favorite. It's a great game. It's one thing Grandpa Beck does is a lot of his games are a twist on other games, and he just like redoes the rules or just creates incredible art. Their artist, she's just awesome. Anyways, so this is basically BS. So you're kind of like putting your cards down, face down, and saying, well, I had 3 3s. Well, I had 2 4s. Well, I had 1 6, or whatever as you're working up. And you're trying to get rid of your cards, and so you like lie as you do it to get rid of more cards. And I just really don't like lying. I just really don't like lying. And so it's really hard for me. Like, I will play straight up honest. And it's really hard for me to call other people out because it makes me feel like then they don't trust me. Right? Or like they might think I don't trust them by calling them out. And especially if I'm wrong, then I feel really bad. So super, super great game if you love that sort of stuff. I just personally that's this weird thing about all things in life that I don't love. So, but again, beautiful cards. These 2 I have played hundreds of times probably this year. My daughter really likes these. My sisters really like them. They have been wonderful. And if you got out the cards, they're just beautiful, beautiful artwork on them. 3, 2, 1 Countdown I played with my in-laws a whole lot on this vacation. So out of all of the games this year, these are my 2 absolute, probably top games. Okay, so there's those. So I guess that's 4 games. I'm going to write that down though, that I did the Nuts About Mutts. And that one was a good one too. I don't own it, so I only got to play it like that one night. It's really more of a twist off, kind of like Uno-ish. So super easy and simple. Probably not one I would buy because my parents have it and it's not definitely wouldn't be in my top ones. Okay, so my next round, I'm actually going to talk about card games that I learned this year. So I always have a deck of cards on me. I keep a deck in my purse. There's a deck by my bed. There's a deck down by the TV where I sit. There's a deck at my desk. I always have a deck of cards. Zoe, my teenager, just bought me this deck. There's 12 of them, 12 decks, all the same design, but different colors. So super pretty. She just bought that for me for Christmas this year. And I learned a lot of games with a deck of cards because sometimes those are easy, great, quick games. So I have this lady that I follow on Instagram called the Tabletop Family, and I have loved everything she's done. I have not played all the games. I don't have that kind of money to buy that many games, but that's okay. I have a lot of fun watching her, and one of the things I do love that she does is she teaches games that you can play with a deck of cards. Specifically, she teaches games that you can play as a solo player. So again, like I said, my family doesn't always want to play with me. Sometimes I just want a quick game. I don't always want to pick up my phone and play because there's a ton of games I could play on my phone. I don't count those as 2 new games I've learned. But if I'm playing real with a deck of cards, it just feels more fun. So there are 3 games of hers that I learned this year that I have enjoyed so much. I play them quite regularly just by myself. One is called Hand Solitaire. One is called Aces Up, and the other one is called Accordion Solitaire. So somehow maybe I can link those, but if you go to her Instagram, Tabletop Family, in her little bubbles, there's one called Solitaire Games, and they are all explained. Those 3 at least, plus a few others, are explained in there. She has 2 other games that she taught. One is still in those same bubbles. One, for some reason, is not. But I just found it in her stories that I learned how to play them. I played them a couple times. They're not ones I go to as often. They're just a little slightly more difficult. I have to pull it up to kind of remind myself. And I just haven't played them enough to like be able to pull out a deck and just play it. But those are called Double or Quits, which was really fun, and Canfield Solitaire, which was a game that they used to play like at casinos and stuff like that. And it's just really fun. That one I'm probably going to pull back out and play a little bit more just to kind of challenge myself each time with it. See if I hit the kind of average or minimum or if I can exceed it. So those are 5 games that she taught me on that Instagram channel that I have played this year and really enjoyed. And then one other that I learned how to play with face cards this year is, honestly, I have no idea the name of it. So my daughter went to FSY, a church camp this year, and she came home and she had learned this game, and we play it, her and I, often. I have no idea what it's called, but more or less each person has 6 piles of 4. So she has 6 piles of 4, I have 6 piles of 4, and then there's 4 cards face up in the middle, and you have to like lift up your pile and swap it with something in the middle and put it back down, pick up another pile, keep swapping until you get 4 of a kind in each of your piles, and you kind of set them aside, and the first one to finish their 6 piles of 4 of a kind wins. So kind of a fast game. We're both going really fast at it. We're both grabbing cards. It's a really fun one. Her and I have a lot of fun with that. So not sure where you can learn that one. Maybe I'll do a video on it someday. But those are what I play with my deck of cards. On top of games I already know. Those are the new ones I learned this year with a deck of cards, I should say. So that's 6 new games just with a deck of cards. Okay. The next few games I'm going to show you are just new ones that we bought this last year for various things, or I was introduced to with other people and I liked them so much I bought them. So the first one is probably the least favorite of my son's. He refuses to play this game with me, but Uno No Mercy. And yes, I played Uno my whole life, and I have other versions of Uno, but this one I'm counting as its own game because it is so fun. It's Uno with a twist. You can have up to draw 10s and some other things. And it just really, really, really has been a fun one. The best is to play it late at night when everyone's tired, especially with like my sisters. Turns into a lot of fun, giggling silliness. So I am counting that as a new game this year because we have loved it and played it so much. And yes, we still played regular Uno a ton as well. The other game is, I got this for my son's 9th birthday, is Slapsy, and we had fun playing this not only just as a family, but also, again, like with my sisters. If you can't tell, I make my sisters play games with me a lot. Luckily, they love it too, mostly. At least they play with me and humor me. And this is just a fun one. You're matching like sayings, not sayings, but like too heavy to lift. And so you have to find a picture that matches it in your hand. So just a really fun, easy one that's just, it's caused a lot of laughs. And then last year, or this last year really, last winter, I really was feeling a little like I was needing to connect more with people in my town. I just moved about 2 years ago to a small town in southern Utah, less than 2,000 people. And winters are really slow here and really quiet because it's a touristy town in the summer. And so I reached out to some friends and said, hey, let's get together and start playing some games. And a couple of us got together. For a while, we were doing it every week. I'm about to reach out to them and start it back up now that it's getting cold again and holidays have died down for the next couple months until the time changes and the weather gets warmer, though it's been a really warm winter. Get together and play games. And I was introduced to 5 Crowns and I loved it so much I went and I bought it myself and have played it. So that has been a really fun one that I've loved. What's really interesting is if you look, it's for 1 to 7 players. However, when you read the instructions, you have to have at least 2 people. So I was like, So I went online and I says, can you play 5 Crowns as a single player? And it had a whole way of playing it as a single player. And I've done it that way too a bunch of times, which is really fun. So that is definitely one I would suggest. Most people, including my friends, my sister-in-law has it. I only have 1 deck, but a lot of us have 2 decks. We can play with big groups. Even though this will play 7 people, it is a really great one that can expand to 14 and still really be a fun game. So I played this one every week for quite a few weeks, which actually reminds me, there was another game we learned, but I can't even remember what it's called. I'm gonna have to text my friends and ask me because there's another game I learned. Anyways, but it was a card game, but also not, like it used cards, but special face cards, like they were done differently. Man, I can't remember. Oh well. Okay, so those are all the games that I have that I played. The last few games I'll talk about are ones that I've played with friends. Again, like with this group of friends, we learn different games. I have another group of friends I get together with and play games with down about an hour from my house. I get together with those ladies once a month. Super, super fun. I do not own any of these games though. But maybe I can put pictures here. I don't know. I'm sure in editing I can figure that out. Or my daughter, I make her edit for me. So 2 of them are the Mayhem games. So one is called Dungeon Mayhem and one is Marvel Mayhem. So I could technically put this as one because it's the same like game, just with different people. And maybe because I've already learned so many, I might combine them as one. I don't know. But it is 2 different games. We had to buy them separate. But that was a really fun game. The idea is each person has their own little deck of this player and they have special abilities and you get to like attack and defend and heal yourself. And then everyone has these special abilities and you're just trying to like kind of kill each other off and whoever's left wins. So I played that with a friend. We actually were doing a different night, like a dinner club, and we stayed late one night and played games at her house and she introduced me to that one. Loved it so much I bought the marble version for my sister-in-law for Christmas. Got to play that with her. So that was really fun. My sister-in-law at Christmas time introduced me to Flip 7, which is super fun. We played that a whole bunch, especially with like a big group of people and also kind of younger people sometimes, or those type of people who don't love the strategic games but like to play. That was a great game with them. With my ladies, I drive an hour for. I learned how to play Splendor. We played that a whole bunch this last year. Been super, super fun. You should go check it out. Also with my sister-in-law at Christmas, I learned how to play Sushi Go. Super fun, cute game. I'll probably end up adding it to my stash. It was just a lot of fun and I'd seen it out there, but I never had bought it and played it and really heard anything about it. So I just didn't know. And sometimes you just don't know until you play them, which is why I love getting together with groups of people and playing. And then the last game that I learned, my mom had a bunch of people in town from one of her groups of friends that had all come up from Texas, and I got to go hang out with them, and one of them brought a game called Coral Reef Ecosystem, and it was really fun. It's kind of, that and Sushi Go have a lot of similar vibes of you deal out cards. I have my cards, I take one, I pass the cards to the next person, I get the other person's cards, I pick one, I play it, on my board in front of me, I pass it. And so, you don't really know exactly where you're going to end up, but you're trying to get the most points by having the most of this type, or this one and this one next to each other equal more points, or so many of these equal points. So just kind of a really fun one. Definitely takes a little bit more thinking and definitely is fun once you've played it a few times and you know what each of the cards do and how to like really strategize your points to make the most of them. So that was the other game that I learned. Looking at it, Ecosystem actually has a couple different variations of it. I totally want to try some of these others. The Coral Reef one was fun, but I could see playing the regular version Ecosystem with like a homeschool group of kids, or like kind of those younger and teenage years, where they'd be like learning about predators and plants and like the food chain and the ecosystem and how it all works together, without them really knowing they're learning. Super fun. So anyways, there you have it. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 games. I'm only supposed to learn 40 in 40 years. I'm already halfway there. Should I slow down? Should I change the goal? Should I just crush it and be like, did that one and keep moving on? I don't know. We'll see how this year goes. But that's one of the things I love about it, is I can crush it and I can slack on it, and I can probably catch back up with all these different goals. These are just things I want to do better at, things I want to learn, things I want to spend my time doing. And obviously I like playing games. So I spent a lot of time doing that this year. It's been super great, and I can't wait to see what else I learned this year. Bye.